Okay, we're back at it today, working on this LB or LA engine. You kind of have to be a detective to figure out what's happened to this engine, and the more I get into it I find more problems and maybe figured out why it seized, the camshaft seized up. The camshaft thrusts against the side plate with this gear here, the side thrust, as well as a pulley side thrusts against this. Well, when I disassembled this engine, I noticed there was quite a gap between this cam lobe and the gear. I didn't think too much about it because this gear is pressed on the camshaft. It had about a 3/16 gap there. So, and that's the way I disassembled the engine. This gear was out too far. When I went back for a trial fit to try to put the camshaft in and put the side plate back on, the side plate lacked about 1/4 of an inch to become flush with the engine. So I pulled this back out and was able to push the gear back flush with the cam lobe here. Reinstalled everything, and then the side plate would go on, and with a gasket in there, there'll be a little bit of end play there, and I'm sure that's what they had in mind from International Harvestor. So my first thought that this engine was run out of oil is probably not true. This gear either worked out or something happened that this gear was out, and it kind of explains why that side plate is broken. Somebody tried to force that on with the bolts, and it broke that top of the side plate off. Now this fella claimed that he got this engine to pop a couple times but could not get it to run. I think I knew it at the time I bought a pig in a poke. It had more problems than the previous owner was letting on to. That's alright. I didn't pay a whole lot of money for this engine. I'll come out alright. None of this stuff's broken other than that side cover, so we can patch that up. The other reason I determined that I was wrong by saying it run out of oil, the rod bearing is not scored at all, in very good condition, as well as the crankshaft. There's no scoring or anything, a little discoloration there, but there's no scoring, no grooves or nothing. So this obviously had proper lubrication. My first idea was wrong. It run out of oil. The cylinder bore looks real well. I've got everything completely disassembled inside other than the throttle shaft that runs up to the mixer. Everything looks pretty good in there, all cleaned up. Now we're going to start some reassembly.